funamu okubanga ogoberera obubaka buno obulungi obuviira ddala ku Namulondo ya Mukama. Tujja kubeeranga ne morning prayer devotion oba akaseera akanyuva ak'okusaba ku makya, nti ab'omubiri bakeera ku makya ne bakola exercise ez'omubiri ne babeera physically fit. You need to be spiritually fit. Weetaaga okubeera fit mu mwoyo. Ekyo genda kikola otya? Weetaaga okusaba kw'okumakya, morning prayer devotion okuva ssaawa 12 ez'okumakya paka ssaawa 2 tugenda kuba nga tusaba nga tukusabira nga naye tukukyajinga osobole okugenda mu maaso. Ate ssaawa wokka tulina ne lunch hour omubeera ekigambo ekigundiivu ekigenda okyusa obulamu bwo, ekigenda okuleetera okukula mu mwoyo nga tokyayuzibwayuzibwa na muyaga guno, ekitunyweza mu Katonda kutegeera kigambo kye ekyebuziba. Wano ogenda kusanga ekigambo ekitali kya bulijjo. Manyi owulidde bingi naye weetaaga kigambo nywera. Lunch hour okuvanga ssaawa 6 paka ssaawa 8 tobuzaabuzibwa wano ku Divine Focus TV. Wogenda okubanga osanga ekigambo ekigenda okunyweza, kubanga eyo yemmere ey'omwoyo. Weetaaga okulya obeere n'amaanyi n'okukula mu mwoyo, namwo weetaaga okulya. Kati olwo olunaku nga tulumaliriza essaawa ezo ez'akawungeezi okuva ssaawa 3, ssaawa 4, ssaawa 5, ssaawa 6 waliwo ekisukkulumu bakiyita essaala n'obujulizi. Tugenda kuba tugatta ebintu ebi, essaala n'obujulizi. Gwe jangu n'ebizibu byo tubigatteko essaala bifuuke obujulizi. Mu linnya lya Yesu ogenda kulaba tukitandiseeko ne tukiraba nga kikola. Amaanyi ga Katonda ogenda kugalaba. Okusinziira yonna gy'oli, njagala weekuumire ku Divine Focus TV ne ku Divine Focus Ministry platform ku Facebook, ku Twitter, ku YouTube. Wonna ogenda kutusanga. Twakikoze bwe tutyo osobole otufunamu. Olw'Essande tugenda kubanga ne service egenda kuba mpitirivu obulungi era egenda kuba ejjudde amaanyi ga Katonda okuviira ddala ku makya. Osumululwe, oyimusibwe, owonyezebwe, ozzibwe bujja, ogaziizibwe, okubisibwemu mu maanyi ag'omwoyo omutukuvu. Bayibuli bw'eti bw'egamba mu kitabo kya Zakariya essuula ey'okuna olunyiriro lwa 6 ti si lwa maanyi si lwa buyinza naye lwa mwoyo, naawe ogenda kuwangula mu linnya lya Yesu. Nsigadde ndi Mukisa Patrick, kano njagala okwongereyo n'abalala bakalabeko. Ekitiibwa kiddire Mukama. Bye bye.
A very perfect good morning to you. My name is Owinj Both Innocent. Welcome to The Light, a program that has been designed to feed you, the parent, the teacher, and you heading an organization that is closely working with children and teenagers with vital information in their effective preparation to face the life of adulthood with confidence. And as it is said that everything has a positive and a negative, or everything has a disadvantage and an advantage. And today in our first episode of The Light, a program that runs on DF.TV, or what you could call Divine Focus TV, every morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Today we're going to be discussing about the other side of our education system, the disadvantage. There is nothing under the sun that has no disadvantage, right? So today we're going to be looking at our education system from the other angle, how it has been able to contribute to certain things that our societies have gone through over the years. First things first. If you carefully zoom in our education system with a magnifying lens that is able to see beyond the degree and the PhD, you're going to be able to see that actually our education system, the way it is structured, has contributed to a certain percentage, to a higher percentage, the different problems, social and psychological problems our societies have faced over the years. To start with, the structuring of our curriculum is designed in a way that it doesn't favor us, the Africans, as much. Okay? It doesn't favor us as much as it would favor the people who instituted this, who developed this curriculum. Well, I'm going to show you how the structuring of our education system or the development of our curriculum has contributed highly to the high youth unemployment, poverty, teenage pregnancy, domestic violence, rape, defilement, street children, among other social and psychological problems we have seen over the years. And we shall start by saying, let's go back to the days of the colonial era. We are going to trace it slowly up to the point where we stand right now, and where now our system of education or our development of curriculum has somehow, to a certain degree and percentage, contributed to the challenges we are facing as societies, as the African society. From the initial start, it was actually the desire of our colonial masters to control the African states, to rule over the African continent. Follow me very slowly as we look. Some of you may disagree and agree, but I want to show you slowly as we move through this program how this thing, how our curriculum has greatly affected our development as Africa and what we can do about it. We not only just criticize, we even offer a way forward. 8 years ago, I sat down under a tree at 17 and asked myself a question. Why is there an endless increase in the number of the rate at which single teenage motherhood is on the rise? Why is there a number of street children increasing on a daily basis on our streets? I am speaking for Uganda, where I am well versed, where I grew up, where I'm continuing to grow. Why is our nation continuing to complain about high youth unemployment, poverty, domestic violence, rape? Today Uganda is at 25% rate when we talk about teenage pregnancy, highest in sub-Saharan Africa. The number of girls, children who were defiled in the year 2019, according to the 2019 annual crime report, is 33,682 girls defiled. Between the months of March to this point where we stand, this is July, up to the month of June, 191 girls were defiled in the Albertine region of Uganda. That is a region around the Albert, around that Albert, the Hoima, Masindi, that area. 191. tens of thousands of youths graduate from universities and the different institutions of learning on a yearly basis here in Uganda into a field of unemployment. And even though we get to know this, we continue to follow the same routine, knowing that the same road we are going to, the people are walking that road, people are following that road, are falling in the same ditch that has been created. How can we continue to do the same thing expecting different results? How possible is that? How can you expect to see development in our African state when we are continuously doing the same things since our independence, 50 years plus now, and still counting? We are in the same mindset, doing the same practice. We have been living for the last 50 plus years, doing same things. But let me tell you something now that may have not crossed your mind. As I said before, this program is designed to feed you, the parent, you, the teacher, and you who is heading an organization that closely works with children and young adolescents with vital information in your effective preparation of these categories of people to face adulthood with confidence. Now, the structuring of our education system is designed to conform the Africans into the likeness of their colonial masters. The structuring of our curriculum, all these things are designed in a way that we as Africans embrace the sovereignty of our colonial masters and look down, reject and belittle our own culture as Africans. Do you know what they first did? They made sure that we are separated from our African societies, that is from our families, and taken to institutions where we are taught first their language. You understand? But when we are able to speak, write, and read their language, not our own, we are now slowly adapting to their ways. The English language is emphasized, even to the point of the university. People are taking and graduating with degrees, PhDs, masters in the field of English language or literature. I want you to follow me carefully. There is no African language that has been trained. Uganda has over 56 plus languages. I don't know how many of those is taught up to the university. That me, who is an alone, will be able to study another language in the same country. For example, Acholi, Olani, Olunyankole, up to a degree level. So we are studying this language from our tender age, okay? And knowing someone's language is a way of us adapting to that culture. Language is culture. So slowly as we grow, slowly as we keep on moving, from as young as baby class, these are kids, some as young as low 2 years. So we are introduced into this culture where we are being trained to speak the foreign language. And in the process we are forgetting our own language. We are neglecting our own language. We are absorbing ourselves much into the foreign language and the culture. You understand? Our minds are being conformed. Our behaviors, our characters are being changed into the beings of our master. And this is the only way these guys realize that they can train us to work for them without violence. Because we had resisted their violent ways before. So they said, you know what? Let us transform these guys into our being. So from tender age, we neglect our own, we embrace theirs, we become masters in the foreign language, and we fail terribly in our own. How pathetic. And we keep on moving. You understand? We learn these people's culture. We adopt their ways. By the time I am 25 and I am graduating from the university with a degree in whatever field, I have totally conformed. My brain has been totally conformed into the likeness of the British, of the white man, of our colonial masters. And our Africanness begins to fade away step by step. By the time I'm 25, everything about Africa, I do not understand my own culture well enough. I do not understand who I am as an African. I cannot speak my language fluently as I would do with English. I don't know the norms and the tradition of my own African settings. I have spent all my years being convinced that for you to be successful, to be a human being, you have to, you have to become like the white man. The white man came, and when we complained, they gave us our independence. But they did not give us our mental independence. Our mental independence is still in the hands of the white man. And if Africans want to gain true independence, let every African sit down to do a change about their education system. There are some things that are not relevant in our current curriculum that runs in our so-called education department. The hope of the transformation of Africa does not lie in the politicians. Never. If any 2021 Uganda will be running for the parliamentary seats, the presidential seats, but I tell you the truth, if any of these politicians who are standing and if any of them does not come out and say, we have got to change our education system and the curriculum. We are going to see the same system of, we are going to see the same circle of poverty, unemployment, domestic violence, street children, drug addiction, increasing, even going beyond what you can imagine or even think. Do you know what it means to control someone's mind for years? Do you know what it means to train someone from child? Because these guys know the power of the mind and what it means to train someone from a tender age. They had to capture us from that early stage and separate us from that institution, okay, that could train us the norms, the culture, the tradition, and the ways of an African man and woman. And so all our years, our mind is focused. How can I become like our colonial masters? That's the only thing that you focus on all your life. Till you graduate from the university. It is after then that you realize actually all that you have been studying, all that you have been doing was a myth when you cannot now find the job you were promised, find the good life you were promised. I am still talking about the curriculum, about the education system. Later I'm going to be telling you how even our employment system is connected to the education system, and how the employment system or the effects of the education system has affected our parenting, and how these things combined together have contributed to the escalating rate in poverty. This is what they call, there's a level of poverty that Africans are going through, which is chronic poverty. You have studied with the hope that I am going to get a job, I'm going to be this, you know. But even in 50 years, you still can't stand and look behind and say, wow, this is what I've made. Okay? When we graduate from our different fields, me who is from the beautiful land of Nebi, a proud Alur, a descendant of Kipir, does not know even the history of my existence, how we got ourselves in that land, where we came from, what is our culture, what is our traditional dance, ways of doing things. But I am very, very well versed with what is happening in the United States, in the UK, in England. I am well versed with everything. Because my mind is theirs. My body is African, but my mind is British. You are who you are because of how you think. Some even have reached a point where it's beyond just the mind. They want even to change their skin color to become white man in color. Africans are bleaching, both men and women, because they are not proud of who they are, because they are made to believe, they have been brainwashed to believe that Africa is a dark continent. Africans are barbaric. But that's not true. And so because that they lose self-esteem, Africans have lost their self-esteem. They think for them to be human beings, recognized, respected, honored, you have to acquire a PhD in the ways of the white man, in the ways of the colonial masters. Where is the independence we always celebrate on the 9th of October every year? Where is the independence? You can never talk of independence when your mind is still in the ancient, in the days of slavery. When you look at your people, your colonial masters, as the sovereign power, and you look at yourself as the inferior power that God designed to just to serve others. And even in this process, I'm going to tell you how Africans, in our ignorance, help develop the Western nations. They say information is power. No wonder God said, Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. They do not know who I am. And because you do not know who you are, you lack an identity. You can be tossed left, right, and center, looking at a fellow human being as superior than you. Africans, you have been known to promote Christianity but you are not practicing this Christianity. We have limited Christianity to what we always want. And we have carried that slavery mindset even to God. We are always begging God. We are always asking from God, do this. But we are not desiring to become like God. Our minds have been twisted, have been changed, have been diverted into the slavery mindset. God said, Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26, God creates everything under the sun, including the sun, the heavens, the stars, everything. And he says, he pauses in his boardroom, God and his team, the Godhead, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, planning the creation of man. He says, now you know what? Let's pause for a moment. Let's make man now. Let us create man in our image, in our likeness. Let man be like us, with sovereignty, authority, dominion over everything we have created. Power. The British is man. Africans, you're man. Chinese, you're man. You Anacholi, you're a man. You Munyankole, you're a man. Me Analur, I am a man. You Muganda, you are a man. Musoga, you are a man. Created by one God with one purpose of being like Him. There is no way another man should be more superior than another. But these guys came and captured our minds very fast before we could realize the truth. And said, you know what, put them in a series. We spend 9 to over 10 months in a year at school than at home. What are we doing at school? We are being trained how to become like our colonial masters. Not even how to become, we are actually being trained how to serve them without saying a word. We are being trained how to serve them without protesting, without... If our education system is as effective as it ought to have, people think it's supposed to be in the development of our generation. Why can't these people with masters and PhDs why are they not finding solutions to these problems that you're going through? Instead, you see these problems are actually increasing. The West Nile region where I come from is highest in the rates of teenage pregnancy. Highest. And one of the things that are contributing to these things are this increasing number of rape, defilement of young girls. But what is causing the rape and defilement? A topic for another day. Let's keep in touch to this program. Every day, 9 to 10, live, Divine Focus TV. We are online. It's an online platform that has been created. This is the light. You can hear the name, the light. It has just been created to open our eyes to the reality of life, to the reality of what is happening around us. Jesus says, I am the light of the world. He who believes in me and walks will never stumble. Divine Focus. We are also a ministry, a church located along Gayaza Road, and that's where our office is also located. Kalere Market, before you head Kalere from town. The light. We are going to show you in this program that we can use the Bible beyond just a church gathering. That we can use the Bible to apply in our everyday setting. And some of the things you're going to be sharing in this thing may not be to your understanding, may be hard for you to comprehend, because you're not using the normal wisdom of man. We are using divine wisdom. I hope you understand these things, you as a Christian. Some of these things will contradict with the world's greatest philosophers you have ever known. But we are not surprised, because they have to. If they don't, then we are not fulfilling the mission of divinity. Divinity. I am the light of the world. And he who believes in me shall not walk in darkness, and will never stumble. Why are we so rigid and obsessed? Our parents have become so obsessed with this form of education. They have become so obsessed with seeing their children move from one level of education to the other, promotion one after the other. But honestly, what is the value? What is the essence of education? If men and women cannot handle marital relationships, that is just between two people. Maybe the third party can be children for those who God has given with children, has blessed with the gift of children. If you cannot handle a relationship of only two people, and ironically, our education system is telling us that we are training you to run mega companies, organizations, run countries. How can you run a country if you have failed to run your own family? If you have failed to run your own relationship of only two people, including your children, 3 people, and you claim you run a nation effectively? Now, Ugandans, 2020 is coming. 2021 election is coming. If the people in charge of this election, the so-called the ECs and the rest, the commissioners and stuff, who organize these things, if you men and women can only include in those criteria, those documents in the constitution of election, it should that anyone who is going to contest as a president of Uganda must be able to have been married for this number of periods, and he has had a stable marriage, no divorce. That one will show you that such a person can run the nation effectively. But look, some of these guys have failed to manage their own family affairs, and they think they can run an organization, a government ministry. No wonder there's a lot of corruption in our country. Because the initial ground where we are supposed to be trained, these morals, how to use money, how to relate one with another, how to treat others, how to treat ourselves, that privilege was taken away from us, but we were taken to an institution that has kept us obsessed with life from the point of view of our finances and career. You understand? There is this old saying that goes, charity begins at home. What happened to that? What happened to a family is the basic unit of a society? You guys, Ugandans, let's be realistic. How many presidents have come in and have left? And you think a change of government will remove street children? The current government has been there also. But let me tell you guys, it is time to focus. And if you have understood my message from the beginning, you'd understand actually that you, who is a Christian, who has confessed Christ as Lord and Savior, you have the mandate to control, take dominion over this nation without political involvement. But because even you are going to the Bible, you are reading the Bible with the slavery mindset, we don't understand it. Recently I've seen some few pastors coming out to protest and demonstrate on the street. They want churches to be open. Who told you that the church is a building? Which building did Jesus live on earth? Jesus invested his time in humanity, individuals. Unless your intention for that church is different from the discipleship of the of humankind, you're lying. We have taken God to be We have gone to God with the charity, should I call it charity, whatever? The NGO mindset. Please, we are poor, we are suffering, please help us, help us. So you go to God also with that. But God has said, guy, when I'm creating you, I am creating you to be like me. You have to think like me, you have to act like me. What I have is yours. You understand? Jesus said, I no longer call you friends. I no longer call you slaves, or servants. But I call you friends. Because what my Father has made known to me, I have made known to you. But a servant does not know the whereabouts of his master. You are not servants. You are friends of the Most High. You have the DNA. the DNA of God. Divine focused TV is here for you. The only way, the only solution we have for Africans get out of mental slavery and gain mental independence and only become mentally dependent on the Supreme God. Then you will enjoy the privilege of being a Christian. Unless then, we're wasting time. We are living, we're living at a time of weird things. These guys are wise. From age 1, they call it these days what kindergarten. Kindergarten. Babies over daycare. Now, I'm bringing out the real culture, the real African culture. I'm now trying to mix things up. Don't be surprised when I begin putting some Lusoka, some Acholi, and some Alud in the picture. But I just want to let us know that the Africans have been made to believe that we are less of human beings. We are inferior. And we have been made to celebrate the sovereignty of the white man. And I'm going to tell you how our education system also has contributed to the discrimination among our own Africans. Where the educated look at the underprivileged, the less educated, as less of a human beings, you're looked down on. How they have been discriminated, even at workplaces. Unless you have a paper that qualifies, you have gone through the system, you have been trained to become like the British, you cannot qualify to work here. But I have. I'm going to be explaining those things as we move on. That's why I always say, let's keep tuned. Let's keep tuned. Christianity, I'm bringing another angle of Christianity, how we can practice this Bible in a totally different way. How we can get the Bible out of the Bible and apply it in our everyday life. Leave alone these things of Jesus saying, yes, he said it, why are we doing them? We have taken the Bible just to become more of just a motivational book. The Bible is a practical book. After you have motivated, you have inspired, act on your inspiration. Number one, our education system has been designed to do what? To conform humanity, the Africans into the image and the likeness of the white man. First, by capturing us by separating us from our families, that we may come to an institution that will enable us learn their language. Okay. Number two, after we have learned their language, we move for all the years, 20 plus years, adapting to their culture. You understand? So at 25, when you graduate from the university, we are less of Africans, but more of the British. Culture, behavior, action, our thoughts and everything, including our cultures, our skin colors are now being changed slowly to fit into the likeness of Africa. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. This has been the first episode. You have not missed anything. We are just getting started. We will be stopping for a moment, but the light is here for you every single day, 9 to 10. Thank you.
Oh yes, we will come here in shape with me, Pretty Nancy. Oh, do you want to keep yourself in shape? What can you do to keep in shape? Oh, you've gone out of shape. You're obese. You're too big. Your belly is too big. What can you do to make sure you come back to the position where you want to be? You just have to be on shape and you will be updated. Do you want to lighten your skin with just natural ingredients? Just be on the Shape program. Everything is going to find you here. Do you want to whiten your teeth? Oh my God. Do you want your eyes to be white? Just be here. Do you want your elbows to be brighter? Oh my God. Just keep on Shape with me, Pretty Nancy. I'm going to bring you everything. I'm coming out as a solution to give you different ways of how you can keep in shape without going to gym, denying yourself food because you want to get up. No. That will make you even sick. Just be tuned on Shape. Everything is going to find you here. Shape. Be updated.
Abalabi baffe abalungi aba Divine Focus TV tubanjulira program A Bold Woman. Omukyala omuvumu, omukyala naggwano, omukyala nantalabika. Nawatu omukyala ono alinako embeera gy'ayitamu naye aguma n'agiyitamu. Omukyala ono yalibanga neighbor, yalibanga ye maamawo, yalibanga oli naye awo, naye nga tokimanyangako nti ye mukyala omuvumu. Ffe aba Divine Focus TV gwe tukuleetera ne tukwanjulira. Nange omwanjuzi wo Immaculate Kazola wano ku Divine Focus TV. Togisubwa, beerako.
Alright, welcome back from that short break. We are still going on. My name is Orange Both Innocent. We are still continuing with our discussion, which is going to be running every single day here. You understand? This is Divine Focus TV. We are an online TV and we stream live. You understand? And this program runs every single morning from 9 a.m. catch us. And I'm always going to be your host. In the previous segment, if you have just joined us, we are discussing how our education system, our curriculum has contributed highly to the high youth unemployment, poverty, teenage pregnancy, street children, domestic violence, rape defilement, and the different social and psychological problems that our societies continue to face on a daily basis. Okay? And they are continuing. And I said, domestic violence, also in the year 2019, according to the annual crime report, contributed to 360 cases of homicide. People dying by, killing one after one another. So, we have been discussing, and in the previous segment where I shared how that one of the main ideas behind our education system is to conform the Africans into the likeness of the colonial masters. It is the only way the colonial masters will train us to serve them, to work for them without violence, resistance. They slowly worked on our brains, you know, to conform us to that point where we are loyal to them. But in this segment, I want us to discuss how the education system connects with the nature of our jobs, the so-called corporate world, or whatever it is. You understand? Okay. Now, after we have spent 25 years studying, moving from kindergarten, nursery, I don't know if any of these ones are the same. I did not go to nursery, to be honest. I don't know. So from nursery, from childhood to adulthood, you're now 25. All you have been doing in this period of your life is trying to master the way of becoming like the white man. You know, are you loyal enough? So after every segment, they bring exams to test your brain if you have now mastered something about the way they behave, the way they think. Do you know the history of America? Do you know the history of, you study things like Hitler, and, you know, those things. And then here, the curriculum is designed even where Africans are shown as a dark continent. There's a lot of primitivity. And you start to look, I don't like. So by the time you're 25 and you have graduated from the university, some are graduating when before 25, you are disgusted about being an African. You are looking at African with disgust. You don't want to be associated with an African, but your skin will always disorganize you, will always destroy you, will always deport you. So they say, okay, our skin is reporting us, right? Let's change it also, let's bleach, but you cannot, you are not God, you cannot do what God is making. So, you're afraid. Okay, let's continue. Now, after we have taken all these years being trained of how to become the white man, there is a motivation. There is a motivation, like someone who is racing, right? When you're in a race, you're focused at the trophy. You want to be number one. Now, that thing keeps motivating you. Keeps motivating you to run until you reach the finish line. You want to be number one and you take up the trophy, you take up the award. Now here, they know for us to be motivated to study up to the end, they say, do you know what they come? They come and say, the highest your level of education, the more hours, the more years, the more time you spend studying the ways of the white man, the more money you will earn in terms of salary every month. Because when you have PhD, you're going to become, you know, you are going to have a top position in the country. You're going to run the nation. And that means more money, more salary every month. So you keep pushing. After you're done with your certificate, say, no, I need to aim higher. You go for your diploma, aim higher. You go for a degree, aim higher, go higher, push on. You go for whatever level, master's, PhD, you go for, I don't know, the other levels. So, you have spent all your years at school studying. The money that your mother, your father is supposed to be using to develop their community is all being packed in you, being put invested in you. Push it. You cannot do anything. Then after your mind has been always wired that career, I aim, that work, that money, I need to get that money, I need to get that money. It's like motivation. You see how children, when you want your child to keep quiet, when your child is making noise, you put their toys. Oh God. You give them toys to play with, so that they are quiet. So if the toy is not making noise, say, baby, choo 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 choo. You buy for them sweets. That is all to keep them busy, that they should not shout, they should not discover, you know. So in the process, we are losing us. We are losing us as Africans. We are losing our being. We are losing our identity. So we graduate with our degree, with our PhDs. Oh, we throw a party. We throw a party. Ignorantly, we are saying, oh, my son is no longer African. Let's celebrate. My son is now like the white man. He's British. Then your son realizes that the motivation was not there. The motivation they had promised, the award, the certificate was not there. I mean, the job, the money, these things are not there again. This thing I have to start looking for them. Why was I studying even? Oh, I start with it, moving with big envelopes, brown envelopes on the streets of Kampala for years. They are looking for what you were promised, a job. The job is nowhere to be found. Oh, God Almighty. When now some people find there is no job, do you know what they do? They resort to distress. You know, in a time, by the way, in a time of high youth unemployment, depression tends to consume our innermost part of the being, of our being. Okay? Where desperation becomes our greatest weakness, prompting us to do anything for financial gains, even if it means lowering down our moral values and standards. So before you know it, depression has consumed, desperation has come in, you're willing to do anything to get money. Whether you're going to sleep with someone to get that money, whether you're going to do what? When you walk on the streets of Kampala, there are some specified places. Come, I show you, I go and show you. I'm not going to mention them on camera, but come, I'll show you. Just contact me. My name is there on whatever, Winchport Innocent. That's my WhatsApp. Even that's, I mean, that's my Facebook account. You can search for me and let's talk. Some of those guys on the streets you see are university graduates. But they have found the promise that was made is no longer there. They realize it's just, some have just resorted to a myth. Does it make sense that when I graduate from the universities with a bachelor's degree in mass communication, I go and then I start working as a receptionist in a certain organization? Does that make sense? I have graduated as a teacher who's supposed to be teaching people in some school somewhere. I'm there, I'm a bursar in some, you know, I'm doing contrary to what I studied. So why was I doing all this time studying? Are you understanding what I'm saying? So after we are done with our graduation, we are moved into another level of slavery still. You understand? Now that's the nature of our work, our jobs. And this employment system was also created, not this corporate society was also created by our colonial masters. What you have called these days the white collar jobs. So you go there, you sit, you wake up in the morning, you go and sit in an office. By 8, 9 you must be there. You're going to sit on your computer for the whole day up to 5, 6. You are leaving office to come back home. Do you know what is happening? You're going to meet jam on the road. You come back home, 8, even 9, you're exhausted, extremely tired. You can't think for yourself. You have no time for your children. You have no time for your personal stuff. All you're thinking about is now preparing yourself tomorrow to go back again and sit before the computer. Reports that, this, signing papers that, this and this and this. And that continues for 365 days. Every year, every year, every year. Are you seeing that? You can't now do anything beyond your certificate, your diploma, your degree. And even when that job, you think that job is not being paid, is not paying you so well. You said, you know what? I think I've not become this man, I've not become this guy enough. I need to go and further my education. I need to become more, I need to become a master. Become more like, so you go back and further your education. To come back and sit in an office. Are you seeing that? Now, at home, where are your children? Your children are left into the hands of who? A maid. A maid who doesn't know the vision you have for your children. Why even give birth in the first place? But I don't blame the maids. Still, I will blame the education system. You know what? The education system that has got us obsessed with life from the point of view of our education and career, curriculum and stuff. Got us obsessed with finance, career, corporate world and things. Has not prepared us to take up the role of parenting. And now our children are left home. Our children are left home to be parented by what or by who? The screen. And this screen, they are watching movies that have portrayed sexual violence, have portrayed rape, have portrayed defilement, homosexuality, lesbianism. Pornography is flying everywhere. They watch these things in your absence. Every day they are watching in your absence. Their mind also conforming. Their characters are changing to fit in the movies they are watching with vulgar languages, obscene languages, sexual immorality. Where are you? I'm chasing finances the other side. I am working to take care of your bills, to buy for you, take you to school so that you can study and become like the white man. You understand? Acts chapter 17. I will not know exactly which verse where it starts from, but from 26 there it says, from one man he created, it's either Acts 26, or it is Acts 17. But the verse could run from, okay, I'm mixing the two. It says, from one man he created the nations of the earth, and he determined the boundaries. He said, here Africa will start from here and stop there. In Uganda will start from here and stop. Kenya will start from the other side. That probably they may seek and find him. God is a God of diversity, He's a God of art, He's a God of creativity, He's a God of, variety, He's a God of art. So He creates short, tall, brown, tall, black, fat, thin, all, and then Genesis chapter 1 and verse 31, He sat back after He has created everything, He says, wow. It says, and God looked at all that He has created and said, this is very good. He looked at the brown musoga. He looked at the black alupo. He looked at the acholi. He looked at the accent. He looked at the accent of the Muganda. He looked at the accent of the Munyankola. He said, "Aiwe, this is very good." And he celebrated in his art. He looked at the tall, he looked at the short, he looked at the brown, he looked at the black, he looked at the white, you know, and he all said, "This is very good. This is the work of my hand." And he celebrated with joy. Who are you? So say, God made a mistake. If I would use that language, I say, who the hell are you? So, we are taken again from a different situation of mental slavery to another. So we are not able to think and look around and find, how can I solve stress? You're not preparing your children to say, how can my child overcome? When my child is faced with rejection, when my child is faced with disappointment, how can my child face those things? Why is so much things happening? Why are people, young girls getting pregnant? And then you start going, hey, these children are disrespectful. They don't respect their parents. How are you training them? How are you relating with your children as a parent? How? The last and the final destination of every young person. I'm not talking about death. Even after you have studied, at the end you're thinking of marriage. But your education system has not prepared you to handle the relationship between two people. Your education system has not prepared you to handle stress, to handle frustration, to handle a person of a different background. Your education system has not helped, has not trained you to deal with addiction. When you're faced with pornography, as you browse on your smartphone and you come across a naked woman, how do you handle it? How do you just skip it? There's temptation. I'm a man, you're a woman, you know these things. Sometimes you land on these things, you are tempted to say, let us click and I see father. But how is it that when you are tempted to click further, you still remain sober and you're not tempted to think otherwise? Your child is going to face these things, you cannot deny it. How are you preparing your child to face these things? Our mind is blocked that we can't think beyond just that. We cannot think beyond that. We cannot. Now we need to come to a point where we are able to balance parenting with academics. But I'm going to tell you, actually this education system is not for our advantage. To us, okay, it serves to a certain degree, but to a certain extent, it itself favors those guys more than us. Which guys? Okay, I'm pointing this side. I don't know whether this side is where the Western Hemisphere is. So, but it is favors them more than we do. Me. This is 50 plus language. What can we start teaching our people to speak? Lukbarati, you know, from they start speaking Madi. Madi, actually that's the true pronunciation in the African setting. Start speaking the Acholi language. In the curriculum, included there that we may know the culture of the Acholi people. that we may know the culture of the Lamu people, that we may know the deeper culture of the Buganda people, of the Basoga people, of the Batoro people. But we know what is happening in Canada more than what is happening in Uganda. How do the Cholis greet? We know. How do they... some of those things we don't know. Sorry. Then in the long run, we start to look down. We are... Oh God. I thought I'm going to explain to you in the future how even these things have come... Our system, this system has confused Africans. Where the Basoga fights an Acholi. Where the Muchoro is fighting a Munyankole. Where the Muganda looks at the guy from Arua and call from Arua and call them names. Discrimination, divide and rule. We are divided among Africans. The development, the transformation of the Uganda. Oh, doesn't lie on the hands of the politicians. All these politicians come for their own glory. The transformation of our generation lies in the hands of the Christians. Those who have confessed Christ as... I don't know them. When I come into the Ate, I'm being African. In my language I will say, Ikaminwangunia, you understand? Ikaminwangunia, the body of Christ. Let me throw some language here. The body of Christ. Cum Christu. We are divided. We have not only been divided as tribes and cultures, but the division has even gone beyond just normal Africans. Do you know that it has gone even into the Christian fraternity? Pastor Bund is fighting Pastor the other one. Pastor Mael without Pastor the other one. You understand? How can you expect to move forward when you are divided? What did Jesus say about division? A kingdom divided by itself, that kingdom is doomed. Pastor doesn't but if we are preaching the same Jesus, why are we attacking each other? Why are we attacking? That should show you that our intentions are different from the kingdom intentions. The other pastor cannot fight the other pastor. Intentions matter. At the anointing of David, what did Samuel say? You guys focus so much on the outside, but God looks at the inside. Your intention. He looks at the intention of the heart. Pastor so and so is fighting Pastor so and so. What are these people preaching? They are preaching that Jesus. And Jesus said, I came to bring peace. Whoever preaches me is for me. So, we have spent all these years just conforming. We have lost our identity. All we are thinking about is money, 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 money. We want to become... Money, I'm not saying money is bad, also I need money. But the way you get money matters a lot. If you get money in a way that will lower your moral values and standard, money is your master. God says, I have given you dominion over everything that on earth, everything that has ever been created, including money. Money is designed to fit in our purpose. God's purpose for our lives, not us fitting in the purpose for money, of money. The money is created for our sake, not us for money. We all need money. Even for my purpose to run effectively, I need money. What I'm using right now to record this message, to be able to send this message to you, took money to acquire it. Different equipment. Like our Facebook page, Divine Focus TV, or you can use Pastor Patrick Mukisa. There you'll be able to Pastor Patrick Mukisa on Facebook, or Divine Focus TV. We are a ministry. We preach the kingdom and we teach. By the way, discipleship is Jesus said, go and make disciples. Now the mistake most of us are making, we're not making disciples, we are preaching. And we are preaching even some things which are contradicting the Bible itself. Because our intentions are not to see the glory of God manifest. The power, the God who walked on water, the God who separated the Red Sea for his children of Israel to walk on the dry ground. The God that tore the prison cells that Peter may walk through. That God that was with Daniel in the den of lions. The God who was with the three Hebrew brothers in the furnace of fire. It's still the same God is operating. Because the breath you breathe in and out every day. You understand? So, anything that is exalted above the knowledge of God you should be able to command them into the submission of Christ the King. You understand? He is Lord over all. The era of transformation has come. Now, if follow me very well, I started this year and said everything has a disadvantage and an advantage, or advantages. The problem is we have been looking at our education system as something that has been perfectly created and designed. No. We need to regularly, every day actually, every year, every term, every semester, be perfected. Some subjects are supposed to be deleted from our curriculum. And others brought in. Others are not even relevant anymore. They should be removed. If we want to see our education system being as effective as it ought to have been in the transformation of our generation. We need to involve something that prepares children to handle emotional dominion. How do you deal with stress? How do you deal with rejection? How do you deal with how do you overcome addiction? Hello? How? And these are the things we're going to be discussing even on this program. That's why we tell you, keep in touch. Keep focused. We are going to be, when you get the opportunity to watch this video, please share it. Share it with as many friends, groups as possible. I'm going to post this video on my own Facebook page, Facebook account, You can also find it there. It's going to be posted on the DF.TV Facebook page. It's going to be on Pastor Mukisa's Facebook page. You can go in any of these platforms. And if you want also to partner with us, do business with us, bring your adverts over, please get in touch. Get in touch. Even we have different other programs that run on this platform. But you need to know the time. Being an online platform, you just need sometimes to know the time. Which program will run, what time, and when. So that you keep engaged and follow your favorite program. There are various programs on this platform. We Are the Light, a program that has been designed. I am so excited. This program has been designed to feed you, the parents. I repeat, you, the teacher, you who is heading an organization, you even who is preparing for marriage and whatever. The information is vital. Okay? Vital information in the effective preparation of the children to face the uncertainties of adulthood with an unshakable confidence. Thank you so much for being with me today. I am your host, and I remain Orange Both Innocent. Catch you again for another exciting episode tomorrow. Now tomorrow, let me give you a hint. Tomorrow we are going to be discussing, okay, how our education curriculum or system has greatly affected our parenting and why it will continue to do so unless something is changed. And then also we shall be looking at how it has contributed to the unproductivity of Africa, or how it has affected the development of our country and enabled the development of the Western world. Thank you so much. God bless.
mukwano gwange ndaba nkulamusizza mu linnya lya mukama waffe yesu kristo omuyinza w'ebintu byonna amannya mpitibwa musumba mukisa